'Cause real men shave. Real men shave their faces. Real men shave their faces.
Good morning, Stinky Daily Shaver. This morning I'm going to have a shave and I'm going to talk about copies. And when is a copy an original? And when is an original a copy? I've got some Old Spice. This is Douglas's version called Cold Spice. It's a croapy, soapy consistency. Already got it in my bowl. Much better than what is sold as Old Spice. I'll go grab the tube. Be right back. Where's the Old Spice? So here's a tube of the Old Spice. And this stuff is very, very mild, very, barely any scent. I know that once it blooms, there's 0 scent. I bought it as a travel thing just to try it. Douglas's take on it. Got my horse brush, and I like it. I love the Old Spice scent when it's been redone like the Old Spice. And my horse needs a bit more water for the 3 steps. Froth, broth, and I've managed to disintegrate it on the bottom. So it's now sitting around the edges of my bowl. And very quickly, I have lather. Anything more I can do on my face. Just using my horsey V-Long again. Quite like this. And before I dive into my shave, because it's been a couple of hours on a weekend since I had a shower, I'm just going to hydrate my face. You don't need to do this. You can cheat, get some water on your hands and do this, but I'm trying to be careful because I notice I splatter water everywhere, and so trying to reduce how much housework I've got to do in my own house. Love the V-Long. This one's a bit smaller than my favourite, but horse brushes don't seem to get a lot of coverage, which is odd because horse is a brilliant brush. It has all the good points of badges, quite expensive badges to get that sort of backbone and stitch, and all the softness you like out of a synthetic. The backbone without the break-in period of a boar. So V-Long sell them from about 20 bucks. And I've loved every horse brush I've bought. I've got 3 now. Just like that, I have the blooming scent in this bathroom is so Old Spice. Love it. Just love it. Now today, I'm going to shave with the Barbarossa, and it's sitting on the bamboo handle from above the tie. And I find these two is the best looking combo. So, it's found a handle. Edwin Jagger. I've never been real impressed with Edwin Jagger gear, particularly their razors. Edwin Jagger's history is straight razors. Their DE razor line, if I understood the interview correctly, he went and copied an old design and put it into production. Turns out there's more to it than that. As I'm going to show you, there's no difference between the Mueller DE cap and the Edwin Jagger. Turns out there's a reason for it. They, cooperated. So the actual cap and base are basically, the reason they're now identical is they are identical. Now, a trick in the manufacturing industry is when the clones started being copied from China, it was no drama for the German manufacturer to start shipping no-name bases out to people, because you might as well sell them yours as a clone. The reason the quality of some of the bases went up in the clones was simple enough. They actually weren't clones. They were just under the table OEM, original equipment manufacturing. And the reason there's no difference is, according to a supplier of Mueller stuff, they are identical. Edwin Jagger says that he's the CEO, talked about the fact that his company is intending to bring out a stainless steel version, and I'm looking forward to that. He's bought equipment for it, and it was supposed to be out around Christmas time, no doubt, aiming to get into the Christmas dollars. If he's going to do that, he's going to have to start shipping them in November at the latest to make Christmas. Oh, now I'm loving this scent. If you're wondering who else makes a really good Old Spice style scent, the only other one I've tried and I love is my Soap Commander Endurance. It's a bigger tub, 6 ounces as opposed to 4.5, and I'm not sure about price differences. And I have the Endurance Balm, so these are really good scents. If you're going to copy a good scent and make it better. That's what Soap Commander and Phoenix have done. Phoenix Artisan Accrocimento, Douglas Smythe. I can't really recommend the actual Old Spice tubey stuff unless you're just looking for a small tube to use as a travel soap. I can recommend this and the Endurance. You're going to ask me, which would be a fair question, which one's better? Well, the first one I smelt was the Endurance, and it was sent to me. Let me grab it. I use that as a cap. It was sent to me in the in a Old Spice mug. So, very nice. This is my first use of this one, and I'm impressed. This is one of the first PAA soaps that I've tried that I've gone, yes. I've had a whiff of another one, and I like it, just haven't got around to trying it. If ever you see one of these Barbarosas come up in a buy, sell and trade, jump on it. The good thing about these V-Longs is, while the knots can be smaller than their Badger counterparts, unlike a Badger, this is a piece of shit, right? Looks good when it's dry, love it when it looks fantastic, and I always look at it and go, I've got to have made a mistake. It gets wet, the damn thing flops over like it needs Viagra. Whereas a much smaller, less dense knot in horse performs fantastically. So these V-Longs, highly recommend it. The scent, that is a fantastic version, modern take on the Old Spice. I'm going to use a little witch hazel and the soap, Cold Spice. Good pun on the name, by the way, Cold Spice. I approve of the name. I do have some Cold Spice here, and just give it a shake. A few drops. It's got some alcohol in it because it's got a bit of sting, which is nice. And post-shave, to lock that in, I'm just going to go a little bit of Endurance, which is virtually a matching balm. Remember, particularly if you're not using it every day, always shake your aftershave with the lid on, and always shake your balms before you use them. Make sure those ingredients get a bit of agitation. Love the scent. Now this whole bathroom smells like an Old Spice factory at the moment, making aftershaves. Which reminds me, I do have the Old Spice Splash. This one, the modern version of it's much sweeter. Ooh, right here. This is a much lighter, sweeter alcohol splash. Might add it, top it up a bit later in the day if I need it. So this is the Mueller cap. It is identical to the Mirka cap because it's a joint venture. Fit and finish underneath. The curvature, if you can see there's a curve underneath the base. The fit and finish of the top cap and the holes, these are identical. The handles are very similar, they're just aesthetics. Now this is a Chinese knockoff. How do I know? It looks the same to here, has the same profile, but underneath, no curve. It has a rounded finish, not a flat one. This one's got a little bit of a curve. They're starting putting the curve in, so they're copying the curve. Now this is a Chinese knockoff. Other knockoffs to mention. This one, which is the 37C, is the Mueller slant. It's a copy of an old German design, so Razorrock came along, and guess what? They copied it too. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised to find out that came out of the same factory. If it's a Chinese knockoff, this is actually a really good knockoff. $20, and this is a nice slant. The handle on this one, by the way, is a Chinese handle. The caps are shit, so I just keep the handles and put them on my leftover caps. I get the leftover caps when I buy myself in bulk Chinese turned handles. The MR5 design. They're all like that. So that's how I wound up with the extra razors. Stick them in my own little piff kits. Like this. Here we go, piff kit. Here's some soap somewhere. Here we go. Bought a big tub of cello, so there must be, what about, I don't know, 100 grams of soap in there? So that'd be a piff. Got a couple of piffs going out this week. I think I've got another 2, 4, 6, another 6 over here to go. So I've only given away 3 or 4 so far. Can't remember how many. No. What do these shave like? These shave identically to the Mueller, Merca and the DE89 Edwin Jagger. All shave the same. Face feel, cannot tell the difference. Finish. The one thing I did notice on the Chinese one is particularly the caps, the flashing underneath the top. Not all that flash. If there's an area, they're improving the base, getting the curve and having better finish, but the caps are still chromy. Having said that, hey, they're piffs, they're going to go to other people, not going to affect me. If you're going to get a copy of a copy of a copy of an original, I suggest you have a look at the Italian Barber, and if you're going to get yourself the Hawk, maybe chuck in one of these 37 German slants. Well worth the $20 these ones cost. Someone once said that copying is the highest compliment someone else can pay you. Other people go, they are taking food out of my family's mouth. However, there's another family getting fed, so you have to say what's one man's food's another man's poison. Just enjoy the shave you get. If I had a choice between a Merca and a Mueller cap, I would go the Mueller one. I find the cap to be fractionally better. My 2 favourite Muellers are these 2, and that is, this is the Mergress version, but just imagine it's got the white tippy down there, and that is the Progress, which is an adjustable one, and the standard one comes with a white hard plastic screw adjuster. The Mergress on Bullgoose comes with this machine metal one. It's just an upgraded mod. And this one, of course, the 34, or go for the longer handled one. This one's nice, you fit about 3 fingers comfortably with your little finger under here. Some people prefer the longer version one. Whatever it is, the cap is going to shave you identically. These are probably 2 of the best pot metal razors you've got on offer at the moment. And if it slants on your thing, the copy of, again, the German Merca slant, the German 37 from Italian Barber. Just bringing these and your options and choices of what you'll pay for them. If you start off with a Chinese knockoff, don't fret, these shave incredibly well. In fact, the handle that came with this one, these are Scotch and Stowe handles, and another version of the MR5 that I'm fond of for the design. That's what I originally got. One thing that some people point out is in these Asian ones, the gap under here can sometimes be a little bit, blade gap a little bit different, and blade exposure. The result is sometimes you get a slightly more aggressive shave on one side than the other. But remember, nothing in this world's symmetrical, not even your face. It's different from side to side. So adapt. Worst case scenario, instead of flipping it during a shave, just use the one side, and the next time you go and reuse it, just use the other side of your blade when you put it in. Flip it over, swap it around. And that'll give you even blade usage out of your DE double-edged blades. I'm Stevie Daily Shaver, wishing you all the best of shaves. Good shaves and goodbye.
Bearded man, you think that you're so cool, but your face looks like a small marsupial.